Leathur Rokk. Welcome to my channel. If you have never seen me before, I'm riding a Greyhound bus and I'm on my way to Washington, D.C. So this is a vlog about my trip to Washington for the Walk Away March. I am really lucky because I have a good friend from Hollywood, from my stomping grounds, my showbiz career. Good friend of mine who moved from Hollywood to Sioux Falls, South Dakota. Learned how to drive, got a taxi driver's license. Then he's somebody who was liked Grateful Dead, liked to thumb it around. And you might actually end up meeting him in this series of Washington, D.C. videos. And he moved to Washington, D.C. and he told me, he said, if you're ever in town, you need a place to stay, you got my couch. So when I found out that this Washington, D.C. event was going on, I got really stoked because I have a friend, I have housing, I have 4 days and nights to spend running around Washington, D.C. and I'm going to have such a good time, and hopefully I will get to show all of my new and old friends on YouTube my adventures. So I am going to this really groovy Walk Away March, and that is Saturday, but I am going to be doing events all days. So I want you to see what I'm wearing today. Give you a close-up look at my, well, actually I'm showing you a far away look, but I put all kinds of buttons on my leather jacket. I took some big safety pins and I put some patches on that I'm sure you'll get a better look at when you see it in the daytime. And I'm carrying my clothes in a backpack, and look what I put on it. One of my inauguration shirts. It will be so groovy to be back in Washington, D.C. and be able to hang out with like-minded people. People that love the president, people that are really excited to be a part of this big gathering, but most important, the people that are, what the unifying thing behind the Walk Away movement is people who used to be Democrats and switched sides because they had some kind of personal epiphany which turned them off to the ideology that they had been into. And when your eyes are open, a lot of times you get new realizations about life, and that may include things like changing religions, changing political parties, or whatever. So anyway, that's the one thing that unifies all the people that are going to be at this event, and so I'm really excited. It seems like every time I go to Washington, D.C., it's for some kind of political event, and the last time I was there was when I went to the Trump inauguration. So this computer here is my only camera, unless of course I get a disposable camera when I'm at CVS. But I am going to make several videos a day because I can, and I'm not sure exactly what all I'm going to be doing, and there are going to be some places where I'm not going to be able to be filming, like when I go out to dinner and different, I'm sure some gatherings and parts I'm going to have to be careful about things where other people are going to get into frame. But I expect to show you some really fun things that the district has to offer. I might get some club life in, I might get some marijuana in, because it's legal here, you know. Marijuana is legal in the District of Columbia, except there are certain provisions such as you're not supposed to smoke on federal property, which I think that's going to be really hard to avoid. But I'm going to trust the hippies. They're not going to steer me wrong. I'm going to show you guys the outside of the White House. I'm going to show you, there's a museum that has mock-ups of the West Wing and the Oval Office and different things, and you can pose in front of statues of the president, and you can sit behind a fake president's desk and stuff, and maybe I'll be able to shoot a video in there. Wouldn't that be fun? So the options are limitless, and I am so stoked. Plus, this is like a week before my birthday, so now my mother thinks that this is going to be my quote-unquote birthday trip. I don't see it as that. My channel seems to be doing better and better. YouTube seems to be doing quite nicely, and it seems like the videos where I think I'm taking a chance because I'm covering material that I don't usually focus on my channel. Like, you know that my channel is not political if you watch any of my programming, really. I occasionally will get political, but it's really hardly the focus. And we know how dangerous it can be talking about politics because it causes you to lose friendships, and I've made videos about that. But it seems to me, in my channel, when I take chances with different kind of programming, people seem to really be into it. Like with the garden, when I first started doing garden videos, I thought that was going to be channel suicide. And my garden videos seem to do really well. It seems to me that people like to either be entertained or be taught something. And if you can do a little bit of both and you can make people like you, then maybe you're doing the right thing. So I hope people like me. But either way, I'm going to be going to a town that I really love. I'm going to be this time there hanging out with people who I know. I'm going to have a place to stay. And so this is going to be the first time that I ever stayed over. And no, I beg your pardon, I stayed over one time. The very first time I went to Washington, D.C. And as a matter of fact, I think that will make a good story time. So I'm not going to spoil it here. But you know what? I think I'm going to close this in a minute. I wanted to say one or two other things. I am on the bus right now from Atlantic City to Philly. I have to get off the bus in Philly, and I have like a 10-minute layover, which means that's not going to be long enough time for me to go to, that Chinatown is right in the Philly bus terminal, but I would, if I had enough time, go to one of the Chinese restaurants and get myself some combination fried rice or something. But if I only have 10 minutes before this bus is going to come, the last thing I want to do is screw up by waiting for dinner or something. I'm not going to do that. So I'm going to, but I wanted to get this video in because I don't know if I'm going to be able to talk freely in the next bus. If it's jam-packed and I have a seat mate and everybody's sleeping, you're not going to appreciate me talking. I didn't even think I'd get to do this video, but when I saw people started talking around me, and I made sure that there's nobody right behind me or really around me so that this light can bother people, the last thing I want to do is get on people's nerves. But anyway, I'm really, really, really stoked. I don't know if I'm going to film any more for YouTube tonight because of the low light situation and the noise and stuff. But I am on my way to have a really great adventure. And I'm going to take you guys along for the ride. Until then, I hope you enjoy. Now, if you like this video, feel free to give it a thumbs up. If you like me and my content, I'd love to have you subscribe. When you do, hit that bell notification and you won't miss anything. Until then, Leathur Rokk. Talk to you soon, live from Washington, D.C.